If you're someone who's dreaming of financial independence, financial freedom, and you're in your 20s or 30s, I'm here to tell you that the best way to make money is to actually spend it. But remember to spend it wisely. Remember to spend money in order to buy back your time and to invest in skills that can actually bring you more income down the line. Also, another super helpful thing to remember is to not just save for emergencies. Change that mindset and say, I'm going to be saving for freedom so I can choose what career path I want to go down and to not hold myself back. And most people don't learn this until it's way too late. Last year, I was helping my mum plan for her retirement, and I learned so much that if only I knew this earlier, it would change everything. And the thing is, if you're in your 20s or 30s, you are still young and you are in that ripe stage of setting yourself up for success. I'm Annie, I'm a brand and web designer and founder of MTstudio, and last year I made over $132,000 in my freelance business, and a lot of people ask me how I did it. And to be frank with you, it all started with a $2,000 online course that I couldn't really afford at the time. I bit the bullet, I bought it, and ever since then I've applied all that knowledge to every single one of my client projects, and it has quadrupled 10 times, 20 times my return on investment. Which brings me to lesson number 1, is to make sure that you are using money to invest in your skills and buy back your time. Naval Ravikant wisely put it that the currency of freedom nowadays is time. So instead of spending things on things like status or the latest tech, use money to actually reduce your stress and free up your time. According to a 2017 study, people who spend money to save time, for example, like hiring a cleaner or using meal delivery, actually report greater life satisfaction than those who only buy material goods. And even these smaller decisions like taking an Uber or saving that 30 minutes, it can compound into energy that fuels your business, your studies, or your side hustle. But I'm not telling you to go become platinum members of Uber Eats, no, but just to really weigh in what is more important for you at this stage. Tip number 2 is invest in skills with high return on investment. As Warren Buffett says, the best investment you can make is in yourself, because knowledge is something that people can never take away from you. So instead of spending that $2,000 on a new iPhone upgrade that you probably don't really need, that money could fund a copywriting course or a videography course or a design course. And the return on investment you get in that is crazy. For example, you spend $1,000 on a course, you can sell that service to a client for $3,000 at least. And then also invest in tools like ChatGPT Pro version or books, for example, like The Psychology of Money or Deep Work. These are the things that's going to enrich yourself and can really help build your career in the long run. According to a study by Georgetown University, individuals who continuously reskill and upskill see 30% higher earnings over a lifetime. Which brings me to tip number 3, which is to start a curiosity budget. Because if you don't feel like learning, if you don't feel like reading books, it's probably because you haven't found the topic that you're truly curious and interested in. Set aside $100, $300 just to go explore, go down rabbit holes, buy weird books, take random workshops, and you never know where you're going to land. These micro experiments are what's going to open doors for you to explore new opportunities and probably unlock those really meaningful career shifts or passion-filled side hustles. For example, you might know the YouTuber Sarah Dietschy. She is super successful now, but she said her YouTube career began when she randomly bought a camera off Craigslist. So you can see how a small investment in your curiosity goes a very long way. Tip number 4 is to spend money to build leverage. So what is leverage? Paul Graham explains it this way. Leverage is the reason why tech founders get rich. It's how you should be thinking about money. But if I was to explain it in more simpler terms, it's just how do you maximize your return on investment. Spending money on learning skills is the best thing, is the best way to go. And there's been quite a few times where clients or potential clients has asked me if I can offer them this service. For example, my first Shopify site. My client asked me, can you do Shopify site? And honestly, I haven't had any experience, but that's the catch-22, right? You start with 0 experience, but people are looking for someone with experience. So you gotta start somewhere. And a lot of freelancers hold themselves back from the get-go. They feel like they should be working for free just because they don't have experience. But what I did was I just bit the bullet. I said, no worries, I got you, because I knew I wanted to learn the skill of building Shopify sites. So I just said, yes, don't worry, I'll figure it out. And that night I bought a Shopify course and I followed it, binge watched it, took them step by step through the exact process that they taught me. And the client never even questioned whether I had experience or not. They were super happy with the result, 0 complaints, full invoice paid, and now I'm still managing their website. And that has taught me something really important, is that as a freelancer, you really don't need to know everything just to start making money. You just need the right guidance, the right resource, and the willingness to figure it out. You're not faking it if you're learning fast and you're actually executing with precision. And there is nothing that you can't learn on the internet nowadays. It's just not being cheap and actually investing in your skills and your knowledge. Every single course I bought, it's not just taught me a skill, but it's helped me unlock a new offer, a new income stream, and allowed me to help a client in a different way. And that is leverage, turning $200 into $2,000, $2,000 into $20,000. And once you learn how to do that with conviction, your earning ceiling literally disappears. So if you are a freelancer who's serious about hitting consistent 10K months without burning out, without guessing your way through it all, check out my free masterclass, Your First 10K Month, a Freelancer's Blueprint for Consistent Income. And I will literally walk you through it all, how I scaled to 6 figures, how to land better clients who really value your work. So scan the QR code on the left or follow the link in the description below and I will see you there. And the next tip is to build a small freedom fund sooner rather than later. Now, traditionally, it's called an emergency fund, and rename it to your freedom fund because that is exactly what it is. 3 to 6 months of living expenses, so that if you hate your job, if you want to travel, if you're super burnt out and you just want to take a break, you can. A lot of us were just held back by our financial scarcity or feeling that we're going to starve. So according to Rim Sethi, the author of I Will Teach You to Be Rich, I hope I pronounced the name right, having just a few $1,000s saved up, it gives you so much more confidence to make bold choices. Coming from a Chinese background, I feel super privileged to have been able to explore my curiosities growing up in Australia. But I know so many friends or cousins who's back in China, they are funneled into the rat race, literally get good grades in primary school, high school, get into a great university and go into one of those traditional career paths, be an accountant, work in finance, but they don't love it, they don't enjoy it, they're not passionate about it, and you quickly burn out. So make sure you really take the time to explore what it is that you want to do with it. Tip number 6 is really, really important. Don't be cheap with the people that you love. That is the essence of money, isn't it? Is to improve your life. But a lot of us in the search for financial freedom, we actually limit our time freedom. One day, someone you care about won't be around anymore, and you won't know if it's going to be your last time to enjoy dinner with them, your last time to go on a trip with them, until it's too late. A year ago, around this time, my little doggy of 10 years passed away, and it was a huge hit to myself, my partner, my mom, and we were so grateful that we feel like we spent so much time with him while he was with us, and those last few days were filled with actually more joy and gratitude and celebrating his life. But I know if we didn't spend as much time with him, we'd be ridden with guilt and regret. And that's the thing, that money is replaceable, but time with loved ones isn't. Our little pup diagnosis, his cancer diagnosis, was within 10 days of him passing, and no one saw it coming. So don't stinge out on creating memories. Shout your parents a nice dinner, book that trip with your partner, say yes to a weekend getaway with friends. These are the moments that matter, and they won't always be available, no matter how much more you're willing to pay down the line. And the stuff, it's not about being perfect, just be intentional and allow yourself to build your financial independence, but also remember not to compromise on your actual life and time freedom. So I'd love to hear in the comments below what's the best thing that you've ever spent money on, or what's something that you really want to invest in this year. If you enjoyed this video, I know you also want to check out this one on the left right here. And if you also enjoy listening on the go, we actually have the audio version in podcast format on the Brand Creator Podcast. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!